Okay, so the question that was submitted, this person wants to remain anonymous, which is totally fine. But she's just saying that, and I'll try and condense it, but the gist of it is that she has been doing a lot of one-on-one coaching, and because she feels like her I'm just trying to read. She goes, I feel like a lot of my work is personal, of a one on one nature, and that the transformation happens over time. So I've primarily focused on 3-month one on one coaching packages. But as I may need to get back into employment, so she's currently full time in her business, but she's thinking about having to take a part time or a contract position. She goes, I feel a lot of constriction and fear with regards to capacity. And then the other layer to this is she's also struggling to see what offers she could create that both support her clients making a change over time without it taking up too much of her time, whilst also potentially having to juggle a 9 to 5 and hashtag family. So I wanted to, hey, Amy, I wanted to kind of walk through some options. And this is exactly why Digital Business Lab exists. It's one to help people who are kind of just starting out create micro offers, but also if you have an existing business, to be able to come in and pull apart your existing stuff and condense it into something a little bit more easier for your audience, one that doesn't take a ton of your time to have to do. So right now inside DBL, there is a video that kind of walks you through the 4 main micro offers that I have used in my business. It's how I've built everything that I have is all through micro offers. And just so we're all on the same page when it comes to a micro offer and the way that I look at a micro offer is something that solves one problem, right? So I'm not talking about, and we've had this discussion before, but there are lots of things out there where they say, tiny offers and printables, and which fit into the micro offer framework. But the way that I really approach a micro offer is that it's something that number one, it's solving one pain point for your audience. And number two, it's also tends to be around the 2-hour mark in terms of you either teaching it or your audience implementing, although it could also be something that they could do in a weekend. So I just wanted to get us all on the same page here, that it could be a mini course, it could be a live workshop, right? It could be a 3-day boot camp, a 7-day boot camp. It could be an easy coaching model, which we'll talk about in a second. But anyway, let's circle back to this beautiful person who has asked this question. She's got one-on-one coaching, right? And typically it is a 3-month package that she does to get the person to that transformation. The way that I always approach coaching and how you break down coaching programs is you really kind of need to step back and look at the transformation and the milestones that you're helping someone as they go through that process. And immediately the types of things that come to my mind for a coach specifically are doing things like smaller containers, like really coming down to, right, so you've got the 3 months coaching program that gets them to this transformation. And so you're solving a lot of different problems in that 3 months. So coming at it in a couple of different ways. So number one, you actually sit down and you map out all the different phases, stages that you take someone through. Now, I know that coaching is, when you're doing one-on-one, it is a very personal experience. However, you typically have a framework. So if I think about the frameworks that I have, right? So I use the Human Design framework in Digital Income Accelerator, and in Digital Business Lab, I use the Micro Offer framework. That was a coaching program, right? Like that actually came from a coaching program. And so you can distill that down into, so I could, if I wanted to, even distill the micro offer framework down even further, and I could do a workshop on Island A, right? And I could do a workshop on Island B, I could do a workshop on tangible transformations and tangible results. So when you have a coaching program already, you've really got to be able to kind of take yourself out of this is the transformation that I help someone get, and break it down into the bite-sized things, because you could easily do workshops and they could be live or pre-recorded, and then they get turned into mini courses. And the way that happens is you take the original recording and you split it up. That's exactly what I teach you guys inside DBL. You could also do a boot camp to help. You still are doing coaching, but now it's more of group coaching instead of one-on-one. The easy coaching model is also a potential option for you. Lovely, I'm not going to say her name, because you're now not needing to be on Zoom calls, right? Like the easy coaching model is all about asynchronous coaching. And if you don't know what asynchronous is, it just means that you don't need to have your button chair, right? You can literally do you can use apps like Voxer, which is my preference, or Facebook Messenger. You could use WhatsApp, whatever, but it's asynchronous, meaning that you could be out and about and having conversations with your clients over that app. And then I also use Loom if I need to record a video for that person. So the easy coaching model would be if you can't really pull yourself out of that 3-month process, you could just tweak what you're using right now, right? There's so many different ways that you can do this, and it will release the capacity issue, because you can be working with multiple people, talking to multiple people on Voxer without your butt needing to be in the chair. And it makes it a lot easier for that to kind of work. So hopefully that gives you some ideas, but basically, when you already have existing content, it is a lot easier to repurpose. You've just got to kind of really step back and walk yourself through the micro offer framework, right? That's why the framework is there, to help you go, okay, so if I've got this larger thing, how do I break it down? And that's when you need to understand your audience's pains. Like, what are they actually struggling with? And how can you pull those components apart? So hopefully that makes sense.